So, WarGo. The game is basically a card battle game. Instructions are here. Explains here defense value at the top of the card, attack values on army cards. This card in particular is a wild card. It can be 2 colours. As you can see, Centurions, Ottomans, Centurions, Ottomans. There's a wild card, so that can be an Ottoman, ballista. Siege weapons like ballistas and trebuchets can be added once you've completed a full army. So I'm not going to be able to find a full army. It may be Trojans. Different armies are different numbers, so it's either a 4 legion army or a 2 legion army. Trojans are a 2 legion army and very strong. Most are 4. You need 4 to complete the army. Only 2 for Trojans. 4 for most other ones. Spartans are very strong. You need 4 though. If you've got 4, you can do 550 damage, and then even more if you're adding a siege weapon on. But you need an attack card of the corresponding colour. Like this card, you can attack with Gurkhas or Ottomans. So if I've got my Ottoman army and I've got two Ottoman army legions, that's 150 damage if I was to play the attack card on the Ottomans. You couldn't build armies like 2, 3 incompletes and then add siege weapons. You have to completely finish the set of the army before you can add the siege weapons. There's purple cards are generally the highest value. This one's raid. This is to attack with any army. So if you've got a bunch of armies collected up with siege weapons on, and you played the raid card, you can attack with whichever one army you want onto any one opponent. Seize and Plunder, that's an action card. So you can steal 1 legion from your opponent. So if your opponent perhaps had the other Trojan showing on his table in his army, and you wanted that legion to complete your set, you could play this card, take his Trojan, add it to the set, then perhaps raid him with it. Another action card, Battle Trade. So similar, you can steal a legion from your opponent, but you've got to give him one in exchange. So you might still want his Trojan, but then you give him one you don't want. He doesn't get to choose, you choose. You played the card. You give him your Spartan instead. Retreat card. With a retreat card, if your opponent's going to attack you, you can play the retreat card at any time. It's the only card you can play at any time in response to an attack or an action card. Anything that's getting done to you, retreat from it. Revolution, really powerful purple card. You can steal 1 full army from an opponent. So your opponent might have spent the whole game collecting up his Spartans, and you're thinking, when he attacks with the Spartans, wherever that is, it's going to wipe me out. So you might play a Revolution card. Boom. Take the whole army of Spartans. Any siege weapons on the Spartans get discarded, but you get the whole army. 2 of those in the set. Skirmish is like a throwaway battle card, so you don't need to have any army, it's just a skirmish. You just play it, does 100 damage to your opponent. If they've got a defense pile, every card has a defense value, they could build a defense pile on their side to protect their army, or they could have barricades added to their defense pile. If you played a skirmish, they're probably going to have enough defense to cover it, so the defense card would get discarded from their pile, but they wouldn't lose any army. If they've got no defenses and you play like an ambush or a skirmish, it will damage their army. So if you played 250 damage, and they didn't have any defense, say they had 3 army cards, they would have to take damage on their army. So they 250 damage, they'd have to give you a Spartan and an Ottoman. I can't seem to pick up. And if you damage someone's defense, the cards get discarded. If you damage someone's armies, the armies revolt and go to the other side. So you can steal, basically. Assault is the most powerful 1 throwaway card. It does 400 damage. Sometimes it can be a good strategy to save up your assaults and your ambushes and then wait until someone's weak and then play 1, 2, 3 of them at once to damage the opponent. to try and wipe them out, try and take all of their army while they're still weak before they start recovering a defense. What else have we got? Ramparts is a very strong defense card. Capture is a good one. If you play a capture card, it's an action card. You play the card, your opponent has to fan out his cards and let you choose one blind from your hand, not from the table. So he doesn't know what he's choosing, but if you've been saving up some good action cards to use, he could take them right off you and then use them against you.